So fresh off the back of Seattling, our last game, there's really no other way to phrase it, I figured I'd be starting this episode in the bye week and we'd continue onward. Unfortunately, something has yet again struck. This happened early on in this series. This is an online sim, yet this is the second time this has happened. The game didn't save. It's not as if I dashboarded and rage quit out. No, I came back to the main menu. I hit this and bam, you're good to go. It's an online sim. That's how it's supposed to happen. Case in point here, as I will prove it. Thank you for the server downtime notice. That's fine by me if this would like to load so I could showcase this. Again, if I go offline and we go to start new and load, it's not an offline sim. It's an online sim for the sake of faster loading, faster menus, shit like that. Yet again now for the second time, it hasn't saved a result. So what I'm going to do to try and make this right, because of course, it's not a matter of oh, I didn't want that loss to count. Look, as frustrating as that loss was, it was still hilarious and makes for a more entertaining series. So what I'm going to do is probably look to set up the team to fail this week, I guess. I don't really know how to handle this. Is it fair to set up the team to make it worse? That'll affect every individual player's stats. I don't know how to get out of it, aside from the fact that we just have to sim again, and it kind of sucks. I am going to sim just from the main menu here, so that we are caught up. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, it's not a matter of me being I hate that we lost and I want to do it over again. Number one, I literally couldn't if I wanted to. And secondly, I wouldn't anyway, because it takes for fucking ever to record these and edit them in the first place. So let's go ahead and sim past that week's matchup as good. We lost. Good. That's the one time that I'm glad we lost. We lose to Miami 35-30. So thankfully, all is right in the world. So now I can say welcome back. We are 3-2 after Seattling it last week, and we'll see what this episode has to bring. We start off on the bye week. You have no idea how happy I am that that's saved properly. So goddamn happy. The end of the last episode, while being hilarious, is a tremendous example of the AI in this game on occasion being extremely dumb, where, yet again, so low on time, just run the goddamn ball. That's all you have to do. But no, we Seattled it, and now we find ourselves with a 3-2 record. So we'll see what happens in this episode. Again, we have matches coming up against Houston, New England, New York, and Tampa. We'll see how many games we're able to get through. For now, scouting-wise, I completely have forgotten what we were focusing on. The answer is running backs. As we're going to take a look at the first round options. Just in case anybody slips down to the second round, it could be a true steal. Even though we have Kareem Hunt, it would make sense. So we'll take a look at Lewis Turner, who's also solid. Man, Ray Hillis, though, again, is going to be a beast. Fisher Clark and DJ Blackburn, all solid if they fall to the second round. Actually, Blackburn, 5th round talent. If either of the top three fall to a lower round, perfect. If not, I think we're good. We might come back. I don't know. I'm tempted to just scout out the second round running backs, but we might be a tad bit low on time. As it is, we have Jericho and Kang. I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay in terms of a backup running back. Fullback-wise, though, Ray Peel is someone I wanted to take a look at. He could be worth a look, especially if he has half-decent development. I'm gonna... Let me at least take a look at Chris Branch. At least take a look. Okay, well, that's my... Wow. Okay, well, there we go. I'm not wasting any more points there. That's fine. We'll go take a look at somebody else in terms of a specialty scout. Again, quarterbacks, we're only going to look to replace whom we have with either Cooper, Olivier, or Wilcox. Running backs, if we get one of the top three in a later round, good. So we'll take a look at wide receivers next. Let's see if there is a wide receiver specific scout. That would be incredibly helpful. I am so glad we lost that game. So happy. Puts our record right to where it should be, even though, of course, we shouldn't have lost that game. Wide receiver specialty. There we go. Chris Dunbar. Christopher J. Dunbar. Is his middle name J? No. How the hell would I know? It's not even a real person. I mean, it is. The picture is, but that's not his name. Probably. Let's take a look here. Wide receivers. Randall Gardner. Not quite a stover, but all right. Tyler Herring is great for a possession receiver. We have Brady Dougherty, Long Joseph, who's not as good, and Fernando Lindsley. And we'll see the rest of his report heading into next week, the bye week. We'll go ahead and go through. Again, in terms of anything trading block-wise, I don't really think we have to worry about it. We do have a contract here coming up. Tremaine Edmonds and Mike Hilton are the last two. I'd love to bring back Tremaine Edmonds, of course. We have the cap space to do so. Are you interested in said offer? No. Okay, so it'll take a little bit of talking to sort out that deal with Edmonds. And then scouting-wise, we'll go back to wide receivers. So let's take a look at Lindsley, who's okay. Ridgeway, who's pretty good, really. Dre Pyle, not as good. James Holloway, still looking good. We're going to go through all of these. Azavius McCluster, fresh off of a Key and Peele sketch, but looking like a pretty damn good option. Gloud, not so much. Martinez Gibb, definitely not. I need to see at least one B grade for your top grade, or it's just not going to happen. A lot of wide receivers in this draft, which is nice. We definitely could use some more targets. Let's get down to business. Our first matchup of this episode, Week 7, Monday prime time down in Houston. We have a 2 overall point advantage. Whether or not we're able to make the most of it, time will tell. But I can't say that my confidence in the team has not been shook a little bit. It definitely has been. It went from looking oh so good to very much not at the end of the last episode against Miami. We'll see what we can do here, though. We still have a winning record. The division's hardly lost at this point. There's still way too much time left in the season. But this game is going to go, I would assume, a long way, as they have Christian McCaffrey, by the way. This game's going to go a long way in deciding how the rest of our season goes. Can we get back to 2 games over 500, or are we going to slip up and really put our season in a tad bit of jeopardy? Let's go through the first quarter. Let's see what we can do here. Houston with the opening touchdown. We tie it up. They bounce back, though, with another touchdown, 14-7. At the end of the opening quarter, it was a 9-yard touchdown pass to not Devontae Adams. Whoops. I was like, wait a minute, that was way too early. 5-yard touchdown pass to Eric Ebron is what it was. The Eric Ebrons. As Minnesota beats Seattle. Cool, but I don't want to be on the screen. Thank you very much. Super Sim. The Super Mario Super Sim. To halftime we go as we end up getting a field goal. Houston quickly gets a touchdown back. We settle for another field goal. They settle for another touchdown. 28-13 at halftime. Not the best defensive display we have ever seen from our defense. In the third quarter, can they hold on? No, they cannot. We're being steamrolled here. 35-21. Yikes. Can we do anything on this drive? Thankfully, we can. It looked like it might have been Cooper Kupp to end up with that touchdown there. It was Eric Ebron again. All right. So 35-28 with 11.5 to go as Houston is forced to punt. So this is huge for us. We're going to stay on fast here, though. 14-yard reception for Ebron. Nice. Follows it up with a 7-yard pass to Kareem Hunt. An 11-yard pass to Cooper Kupp. Hanson Erickson leading us down the field until he's forced to throw it away. Admittedly, I thought that was going to be an interception. Next up, though, it's another big play. 11 yards for Cooper Kupp. Another completion to Kupp. 8 yards that time out. A big completion. 22 yards to Devontae Adams. Can we seal the deal? Throws it away on 2nd and goal. Chance here, and it's a 1-yard penalty against Waynes. That should pretty much do it. You know what? For justice. For vengeance. For justice. Let's see this happen. From the 1. Can we actually... Oh, look at that. It's looking like we might actually run the damn ball. Can we get the job done here? And actually not make a terrible mistake. We throw the ball. Thankfully, this time it works out. Ellis Hollier with the touchdown. as we have battled back from a pretty significant halftime deficit. It is a 1-point game. They ended up crushing Erickson there, too, on that completion. Ellis Hollier, though, wide open. And I will gladly take that. We are back in this game. Okay, yeah, that's enough replays. That's enough. Especially because I already hit exit. Let's go. Come on. There you go. Get into your graphics package. Yeah. Sweet. So, let's take a look to see what Houston can do on this possession. 5:48 to go. In fairness, I want to go change of possession. There we go. Let's see what they can do. 10-yard reception for Kiki Kuti. The Cootie. 4:07 remaining. 5-yard penalty on Jonathan Allen. Not ideal. Watson forced to throw it away. 3:56 remaining. A 2-yard rush from McCaffrey sets up 3rd and 8. They get another first down, and that's dangerous. Dangerous field position already. Throws it away on 2nd down. Big 3rd down here, and he's forced to throw it away 3 consecutive times. They go for the field goal. It's missed. We'll take over from the 46 with 2:03 remaining. Hopefully we can get the job done here. It's a quick 2nd and 4. Wait, why? Okay, what the hell? 2nd and 14. How the hell did that even happen? It just flat out skipped first down. 3rd and 14. And we're going to have a 3 and out and be forced to punt. Yep. That's cool. Neat. 1st and 10 for Houston. It's a 6-yard completion for Will Fuller. It's looking likely 13 yards for Hopkins. That we're going to overtime. 14 yards for McCaffrey. Oh my God, they're kind of sort of in field goal range. But it's too late. We're going to overtime for the first time this season. And we get that opening possession. Let's see what we can do. 1st and 10. Erickson throws it away. 2nd down. 6-yard rush for Kareem Hunt. 3rd and 4. On our own 31, we do get the first down. Devontae Adams, thank God. Or not. It's 4th and inches. Do we go for it or do we punt? We're forced to punt. Oh boy. All right. Houston, 1st and 10 from the 6. 3-yard reception for Leighton Ware. 2nd and 7. 14 yards for DeAndre Hopkins. Sounds about right. 8 yards for Will Fuller. Thrown away. That sets up a 3rd down here. 3rd and 2. They get a 9-yard reception for DeAndre Hopkins. We are in a lot of trouble. First down, 3 yards for McCaffrey. 2nd and an 8-yard completion for Fuller. They are slowly but surely marching towards field goal range. 8 yards for McCaffrey. That's going to be trouble. Artie Burns knocks that one away. 3rd and 2 from the 41. McCaffrey gets the first down, and we are done. We are dead in the water here. 12 yards for Leighton Ware. If we weren't in trouble before, we are now. Watson throws it away. It's set up on the 23. They're still risking it by going for it. 15-yard penalty against Artie Burns. It's over. We'll hit the button. Watson throws it away. 2nd and goal from the 1, and that'll do it. We had our chance. 4th and inches, and we fall short. Houston gets the win in overtime. 6 touchdown passes for Deshaun Watson. Jesus. Erickson, in fairness, 28 of 39, 279 yards, 4 touchdowns and a pick. He had a pretty damn solid game. Kareem Hunt over 134 yards rushing. It was a battle of the offenses, and unfortunately, our defense just did not show up. 3 touchdown receptions for Eric Ebron. All 4 touchdowns went to a tight end, by the way. But our defense just could not hold up. We only got to the quarterback once. 1 interception for Jordan Poyer. We end up falling short. 41-35 is your final score. And that brings us back to 3-3 on the season. Back to a 500 record. And that's certainly not what we were hoping for at this point. Houston, of course, they beat us in the playoffs last year. They beat us here. And now it sets up a gigantic matchup against the 5-2 Patriots. Actually, with Tremaine Edmonds, what are you looking for? Contract length is good. Nothing else is. I'll give you a little bit of a raise. Bring this to just under 5. Just over 5. $37 million offer for Tremaine Edmonds. There we go. He'll be staying aboard, and we'll see what happens with our negotiations with Mike Hilton shortly. Let's go ahead and take care of the scouting, and we'll be good to go for this gigantic matchup against New England. As we'll take a look at Pittman, Dre Scuda. No, thank you. Dawson Batten, though, looking pretty damn good. Darian Bird. You know, in fairness, all he's got. Ooh, that's a bad stretch. 7th round. Are people worth scouting? For the most part, yes. Ugh. Maybe not. Samora Sanu is okay. Yikes. London Man and Jason Baldridge, mainly because they both have great names. I want to take a look at them, but the quality of wide receivers certainly started to dip. But we're going to jump into this game. We're hosting the 5-2 Patriots. We have a 6 overall point advantage on them, yet they have a much better record. And yes, I saw the ticker where it said DeAndre Hopkins had 4 touchdown catches. This is such a big game. Again, we're back to 500. We need this win. We need to turn New Era Field into a fortress, first and foremost. We need to rely on these home wins. But coming off of 2 straight losses, and now looking at having to win a matchup against a division rival who, again, if we lose to them, we are significantly behind as we're approaching, and we are at basically the halfway point of the season. So this is the biggest game yet. Let's see what we can do. Let's sim through the first quarters. The Patriots get a field goal on their opening drive. They're threatening to score yet again here as we head into the second. Let's go ahead and sim. Touchdown, New England. We march back, though, with the touchdown of our own. So they have Sam Bradford, by the way. A couple of turnovers there from the looks of it. 10-7 is your score at halftime. Sony Michel with a rushing touchdown. It was Kareem Hunt with a 14-yard touchdown reception for us. As we jump into the third, down by 3, touchdown Patriots to kick things off. They get a follow-up field goal, another touchdown. Jesus Christ. 33-7 as the Patriots take over in the third quarter. We do bounce back with a touchdown to begin the fourth, and another. 1:16 to go, down by 12. We might as well just get through this. There it is. 40-21 is your final score, as beyond halftime, we never really had a chance, did we? 23-0. It was 10-7 at halftime. They outscored us 23-0 in the third quarter. Absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal. Again, Bradford leading the way for them. Erickson, 26 of 46, 2 touchdowns, but 3 interceptions for the rookie. Kareem Hunt, 60 yards on the ground, and Kang with a touchdown. Receiving-wise, you had Keelan Cole and Kareem Hunt with receiving touchdowns. 82 yards for Ebron, he led the way. Blocking-wise, 4 sacks allowed. Pretty brutal game. Defensively, Shazier led the way. Sacks, we at least got to the quarterback a couple times. It was Clayton Malone. 1 interception for Artie Burns. But yet again, our defense, our bright point, continues to struggle. We lose yet again in this episode. And that really puts us into a tough spot. This will make Burns even better as a man-to-man corner. He's up to an 85 overall, which is quite nice, but absolutely devastating loss to New England. That drops us below 500, 3-4 on the season. And I said we weren't wanting to do anything deadline-wise. We might wish that we had. It's a tough call. At 3-4 now, 3 wins back of New England, and they do have a game at hand thanks to the bye week, and that's certainly going to have to be where we make up ground. As Mike Hilton, definitely going to look to bring you back. No guarantees that I keep you for the duration of the contract, but we'll look to bring him back for now with an uncertainty surrounding who could potentially be in that third corner spot. Let's take a look at these final 2 wide receivers. Quite a few guys who are projected to be undrafted, including Ace Swinger. So let's see. London Man is not great. Baldridge, not great either, despite the 2 B grades. So we have the tight end options. Again, defensively, we had, what was it, the linebacker core scouted. So let's go ahead. We'll take a look at some of the top tight ends in this draft. It's not an extreme need for us. Now we'll move on to the offensive line. We're going to try to get through pretty much everything. Again, the offensive line was obviously going to be a major scouting focus, and we still have plenty of time, thankfully. So Chris Dunbar, thank you for your service. Do we have a tight end specialty? We do. Good old Moose. Good old Moose. Welcome back. Welcome back. As we're going to need you to hopefully find a bit of a game changer. I've never seen really a great tight end coming out of the draft. Oh, God. Okay. Byram. Wow, he's a first-round talent, huh? With those 3 being his top grades? Are you kidding me? Nash McDonald has a great name, but yikes. And then Branch Paul. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be taking a look at any other tight ends. That is rough. That is rough. There's a couple of 4th-round talents, but with it not being as extreme of a need, with Eric Ebron being here and Hollier's still solid, yeah, we're gonna avoid that. Moose, thank you for your service. You're gone already. Hope you don't mind, but you're gone. And we'll see who else we can bring in to replace you. Thank you for like a couple of hours of work tops. Do we have an O-line specific scouts? Yikes, we don't. That is going to hurt. That is going to hurt significantly. We'll bring in Kevin Brooks, but we have to be somewhat selective here with who we end up taking a look at. We could end up wasting quite a few points in the situation. That's unfortunate. It's going to cost us even more to scout these guys out. Again, I need to see some B grades here, and already, at least in terms of left tackles, it's looking like it could be a little bit of a weak class. As we have Genther back, which is all right. And from one very important game to another, that brings us to this matchup here, the 3-4 Jets against the 3-4 Bills. Again, we have a pretty massive overall advantage on them, but that clearly doesn't mean a whole hell of a lot, now does it? Will we find success here? That is the question. We certainly need to. If we lose this, I don't know how good of a chance we have of making the playoffs, let alone the division title. That's pretty much out the window if we lose this game. But maybe the wild card's still a possibility. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to expect here, admittedly. I'd like to think, at the end of the day, though, that we can beat the New York Jets. Let's find out if my faith will be rewarded. To the first quarter we go, and we strike first, 7-0. Jets answer back with a field goal. That was a 4-yard rushing touchdown for Kareem Hunt. To halftime we go. We get another touchdown, 14-3, and that score will hold leading up to halftime. It ended up being an interception for Shazier, and that leads to a 12-yard touchdown pass to Cooper Kupp. Not bad. Not bad at all. Through the third quarter we go. Can we extend this lead? Hopefully. 17-3. And that is where the score will hold here heading into the fourth. Let's see what we can do. As we make it 20-3, 27-3. The Jets get a touchdown back, but they run out of time. No controversy, no drama in this one. Pretty straightforward. We bounce back. We return to 500. 27-9 is your final score here as Bradford Chandler, one of the other rookies. You see the direct head-to-head. I mean, Erickson got the better of him on this occasion. Kareem Hunt, 127 yards and a touchdown in this game. Hunt was also phenomenal receiving-wise. Cooper Kupp and Ellis Hollier. Hollier's doing very well as that second tight end option. Allowed a couple of sacks that game. Defensively, Artie Burns had a great game. Got to the quarterback a couple of times. 2 picks, Burns and Shazier. Great game, actually, for Artie Burns as he steps into that, of course, more prominent role, we'll say, at corner. As Clayton Malone, one of our rookies, ends up improving. Again, not much to that game. No controversy, just straightforward. We get the job done. We get the win, which is what I would prefer, to be honest, as opposed to it coming down to a failed 2-point conversion that leads to them winning. As opposed to that, we'll say. As we move on to Week 10, I'm not saying I'm looking past the Bucks, but that Week 11 matchup against the Patriots, that's going to pretty much decide the season, I would say. Hilton, we will improve this offer. Get you at $13.7 million. What do you think? Beautiful. So Mike Hilton will be hanging around for a bit. We still have a decent amount of cap space heading into this next offseason. So we'll take care of the scouting again in terms of the O-line. It's going to go very quickly as far as the points we have to use. But we'll see what we can do. And thankfully, every O-lineman here looks worth wasting points on. Don't know if I want to say I'm wasting points on them, but it certainly feels like it. So here we go. Week 10 against the 5-3 Buccaneers. The Patriots ended up winning last week too, so they're at 7-2. We still have a game to play to catch up to them though. So we need to win to keep pace. Can we do so against the Bucs Thursday prime time? We have a massive 7 overall point advantage as a team. This on paper is a game that we should be able to win, but on paper hasn't meant a damn thing this season or in any other season, really. Tre'Davious White up to 2 picks on the season, 42 tackles. I can't even pronounce that dude's name, but he looks like a beast for Tampa. Devontae Adams, by the way, only 2 touchdown receptions. We were discussing that in the last episode a bit as to whether or not we should maybe look to move on from him. I think we'll leave it until the end of the season just to kind of look at how his year goes. Kareem Hunt, I'd say so far, is living up to the hype, but Devontae Adams, not so much. Not so much. Not that we have the best quarterback in the world throwing passes to him, but still, you see the tight end succeeding at the very least. As we will sim ahead here, we get the opening 3 points, but Tampa immediately bounces back with a touchdown. It's 7-3. As we begin the sim on the second quarter, make it 10-3 Tampa. We get a field goal of our own. They strike yet again, and that will be the score at halftime. 17-6 in favor of the Buccaneers. We need a strong bounce back here. It's 20-6. Can we get a touchdown here? 20-9 at the start of the fourth quarter. Can the offense deliver? 27-9 now. One step forward, 2 steps back. We get another field goal, 27-12 with 9:09 remaining in regulation. We do force Tampa to punt relatively quickly. That could be our opening here, as we are stopped on 4th down from the 6. 4:20 left as they march all the way out of their end zone and wind down the clock. We bounce back with a win, only to end up spiking a keyboard or spiking a noteboard, clipboard. I couldn't think of the word clipboard in Tampa. Erickson, no touchdowns, no picks, 217 yards. Hunt, under 100 yards, 87 in this game. Devontae Adams had a good game, receiving-wise, but not ideal. We didn't let up a single sack in that game. The offense just really could not get going. Shazier led the way for us defensively. That is a very disappointing loss. The defense apparently didn't play that bad. It looked like they might have been susceptible to giving up the big yardage plays. Overall, again, we get back, and then we lose. We start to battle back, and then we lose. We had a winning record at one point this season, and it has been pretty disappointing to see how it's all played out. We're now at 4-5, heading into this Week 11 matchup against New England, where I feel confident in saying if we lose, we are pretty much DOA, as Shazier was the AFC Defensive Player of the Week. We also have an upgrade point, perhaps, too. It's Julius Bradford, the backup safety. Make him better in terms of zone. He gets up to a 79 overall, which is pretty nice. Good improvements as well. So what we like to see. And in terms of scouting, looks like it's going to be that much more important. Now, the good thing is, of course, we do have some extra draft picks, especially in the 3rd round. We're going to be able to do some damage there or potentially trade up, which is nice. We have the ability to negotiate for sure. And then, like I said, free agency-wise, we're not exactly in cap hell. So we're going to have the ability to make some moves. But we were hoping, of course, that we'd be a little bit further along than we are at this point in time. Unfortunately, that is not the case. However, we're not done yet. We have a chance here. If we beat New England, we're still alive. We still have some hopes heading into that 12th week against Indianapolis, but we need the win. We have a 5 overall point advantage on them. Can we get the win to keep some hope alive? It would be devastating for us to have made the playoffs and then miss out in the next year. That would just be a massive setback, and then, of course, people, rightfully so, I'd say, would be able to start questioning the decision of getting rid of Josh Allen, which, of course, I left it up to you guys. The majority ruled on that. We elected to go for the similar overall, significantly younger quarterback with better development at that point in time. And so far, I don't think he's had a miserable season, but he hasn't been great either. So we'll see what we can do here. Through the first quarter we go. Opening field goal for New England. They follow that up with a touchdown. And it's 10-0 at the end of the opening 15 minutes. Let's go to halftime. We bounce back with a touchdown of our own. Will the score hold? No, it will not. A late touchdown from 10-0 down. 14-10 up at halftime. A 5-yard touchdown pass to Keelan Cole. And we follow that up with a 65-yard rushing touchdown for Kareem Hunt. Jesus, there you go. Our rookie quarterback may be answering some of those questions. And Kareem Hunt continuing to prove that he is worth the money as we get a touchdown to begin the third quarter. Make it another one, 28-10, 28 unanswered points as we get ready for the final 15 of regulation. A 48-yard rushing touchdown for Kareem Hunt. He is having a field day, and we follow that up with a 5-yard rushing touchdown for Jericho and Kang. We're looking good, up by 18 as we begin the fourth quarter sim. The Patriots get on the board, though. It's 28-17. We follow that up, though, 35-17 with 2:17 to go. We should be good. The Patriots do get a late touchdown, but it's too little too late. 35-24, your final score. Again, no drama or controversy for the most part as we battle back from an early deficit, get a solid enough lead that we never had to worry down the wire as to whether or not we needed to jump in. We are good to go. So there you go, outscoring them 14-0 in both the second and third quarter. They outscored us 14-7 in the fourth, but it was too little too late for Sam Bradford and the Patriots. Erickson, 23 of 36, 247 yards and a touchdown. Kareem Hunt with a monster game, 189 yards on 24 carries with 3 touchdowns. And Jericho and Kang, nearly 50 yards with a touchdown as well. Devontae Adams, a solid game. He had Keelan Cole with a receiving touchdown. Blocking-wise, we only gave up 2 sacks. Defensively, looks like it was Chauncey Gardner-Johnson to have led the way. We were able to get to Bradford 3 times. Again, 35-24, your final score in the season. To describe it at this point, I'd say not all hope is lost. We still have a chance. Obviously, we were hoping that we weren't going to have to be battling here tooth and nail like we are, as Kareem Hunt, not unsurprisingly, was AFC Offensive Player of the Week. Obviously, we were hoping that we weren't going to have to battle tooth and nail here, like we are. Jesus, English, it's my first language. But you know what? I'll still take the end result of us being in the spot that we currently are, as we'll be able to move over to centers here. Not a ton of them. Good old Dixon Winborn. Solid name. Ross Mullins, Henry Kirby. You have the Cody Steincoolers out of Oklahoma. And 2 others. Tucker Zinger and Jonathan Berg. Tremendous names in this draft, at the very least. So the 7-3 Patriots, we are at 5-5, as are the Dolphins. In terms of the wild card, that is my question. So you have Cleveland 6-4, so Cincinnati at 6-4, Jacksonville at 6-4. We're not that far off. Right now it takes a 6-4 record. We still have a chance. We absolutely still have a chance. We're 1 game off the pace of being a wild card team. We'll see what happens. Let's go ahead and sim this next game against the 3-7 Colts. That'll leave us with the full picture with who we are playing down the stretch. We know it's Jacksonville, Cleveland, Kansas City, and Carolina. Of course, I could just look to see who we're playing in Week 17, but why not have it be a surprise? I'm pretty sure it's the Jets. But we have a 10 overall point advantage on the Colts. If we lose this game, we do not deserve to make the playoffs. So this is what it comes down to. We're very much in the thick of things. We need to win this game. There is no excuse. Any given Sunday, bullshit. No excuse to lose this game. I don't care if T.Y. Hilton has almost 600 yards and is doing better than Devontae Adams somehow. Don't care. Do not care. We need to win this game. Period. And we better win this game, or there's a lot of questions that need to be answered. Is Kareem Hunt, by the way, over 1,000 yards already? Let's go ahead and see what we can do. For the first quarter we go. Indy with the opening touchdown. We answer back, and that's that. 7 all. At the end of the first, it was 6 yards for Kenny Golladay. We bounce back with a 1-yard rushing touchdown for Kareem Hunt. Let's go to halftime. Let's see. We strike first, 14-7. Indy ties it. And we get a late field goal to take the advantage just before halftime, 17-14. It was a 9-yard touchdown reception for Keelan Cole. Third quarter begins. We start with a touchdown, promising. Indy gets it right back. We'll be starting on their 17 to begin the fourth quarter, currently up by 3. That was a 1-yard touchdown pass to Eric Ebron. Why couldn't we do that against Miami in the last episode? Let's see what happens here. We have the ball in a good position, and we take advantage of it. It was a 1-yard rushing touchdown for Kareem Hunt. It's a 10-point lead, although Indy marches down the field in record time. A 2-yard rushing touchdown for Austin Eckler. Eckler. I'm going with Eckler. It's a 3-point game, yet again, with 10.5 to go. We bounce back and get a field goal of our own, 34-28, under 8 minutes to go. Let's see what the Colts can do. They, again, march down the field in very quick order. 20 yards, 35 yards. Jesus. 35-34 with 6:06 to go as we turn the ball over. It's an interception for Donald Payne. And the Colts have a chance here to end this game. 5.5 minutes to go. They are going to miss a 63-yard field goal. Very risky for them. We'll be starting off on their own 47. Very risky for them to go for that. Had they made it, it's all well and good, but you just gave us pretty damn good field position. Let's see what we can do. And we start off with a 16-yard pass to Eric Ebron. Puts us on their 32. Next up, we're going to be stopped there. Hanson Erickson forced to throw it away. 2nd and 10, we're going to be stopped yet again. Big third down here. Stopped. 3 straight thrown away passes. But we do hit the field goal. 49-yarder for Jake Elliott. We're up by 2 with 3 minutes to go. Can our defense hold on? Start off with a 4-yard reception for Eckler. 2nd and 6. Andrew Luck throws it away. Big 3rd and 6 play here and a big gain. It's Eckler again. 16 yards. They're on their own 45 with 2.5 to go. They'll get another completion there. It's Dwayne Allen. 2nd and 6. Not sure what happened there. Now it's a 1st and 10. 3-yard rush there. They are in field goal range. Very much so. Big 3rd and 4 coming up. That's going to be a first down, and it is. 1:04 to go. It's not looking good. 5 yards for Eckler. 2nd and 5. 6-yard rush. And mercifully, they're going to march it downfield. They just outright kicked the field goal with 24 seconds to go. Will Lutz. We have 24 seconds and no timeouts. Make it 21. Huge gain for Devontae Adams. That's going to be too little too late. The Indianapolis Colts take it 38-37. And that is going to severely put our playoff hopes in jeopardy. Erickson, 29-42, 371 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. 80 yards rushing for Kareem Hunt with 2 touchdowns. Eric Ebron over 130 yards, touchdown for him and Cole. We gave up 2 sacks, but defensively, we continue to be let down by what is on paper our biggest asset. That is our defense. We simply cannot shut down opposing offenses. And as mentioned, now at 5-6, heading into our final 5 games of the season, it is the Jets. At the end of the year, we are in a whole lot of trouble. And it's a situation that I don't know if we have the ability to dig ourselves out of, if I'm going to be honest. I'm not all that confident in our ability to get ourselves out of this situation. I think it might be too much to overcome. We shall see. Let's get one more look here at the standings. Again, the Patriots are 7-4. The Dolphins have jumped us. I think we're in a bit too much trouble here. If we lose to Jacksonville to kick off the next episode, I think we have a playoff. I don't think we have a playoff episode incoming. If we lose to Jacksonville rather than a playoff episode, I think we have a draft episode coming up sooner rather than later. We will see what happens. Of course, the thought of playbook or scheme change could certainly go through, but at the end of the day, we have a 91 rated defense that just continues to hemorrhage yardage at this point in time. If we take a look here, if we look at our defense, total yards allowed, we are top 5. We are top 5 in terms of total yards allowed at this point. We have allowed the 4th highest amount of passing yards. Rushing-wise, I mean, thankfully we're closer to the bottom or mid-table, but it's still not a tremendous situation. We have allowed a significant amount of points as well, 274. Guys, that'll do it for this one. Not exactly what we were hoping for in terms of results. In the next episode, we will finish up the regular season. If we're losing games, we won't go game by game. We'll just sim through them and get to the draft, get to the offseason that much more quickly. But hopefully there is a turnaround. Hopefully we are not done yet. Hopefully there's a way for us to battle back and make it to the playoffs in consecutive seasons. For now, I thank you for watching. You know the deal. Support the video, support the channel. Check out everything in the description. For those of you still enjoying this series, I am glad to hear it. I'm certainly happy to have Madden still be a featured part of the channel. And I'm still enjoying this series. I mean, hell, we're still in the early stages, technically. I don't really plan on quitting until we win or until it gets to the point where it's like, yeah, we're never going to win, and I just miserably give up. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Now watch. Again, there's no ability for me to save, right? So here, just so you see it, we're going to leave. And hopefully, when we reload this, it continues from where I left off.